Hanover Square Press and HarlequinAudio present The Secret Book Society by Madeline Martin. Performed by Saskia Maarleveld. To the book community that is such a network of strength, where readers can read what they like and never feel misunderstood or judged. Prologue. Lady Duxbury, London, England, June, 1895. Clara Chambers, the Countess of Duxbury, entered her drawing room and considered the urchin who demanded to be seen at once. His urgency was evident in the tap of his scuffed shoe upon the lush green and gold Brussels weave carpet. There was a leanness to the boy's cheeks, with skeletal hollows visible beneath his collarbones, though his face and hands were clean, and his cap appeared to be new. "My lady, your friend has been taken." A missing front tooth showed when he spoke, one that likely wouldn't grow back due to his age. He extended his hands, and her gaze fell on the item he offered. Recognition crushed the breath from her. A single black kid-leather boot with detailed rose embroidery stitched alongside the lacings. She knew that boot, and she knew its wearer. "Taken where?" Lady Duxbury demanded. "Leavenhall Lunatic Asylum." He shook the hair out of his eyes with the jerk of his head, revealing an earnest brown gaze. "She called out as her carriage passed, asking me to tell you she was being took there, and gave me your house number. She tossed me this boot out the window, so you'd know I was being truthful." Panic hit Lady Duxbury. The asylum. This was her fault. Everything had gone wrong. What began with innocent intent had been manipulated into something ugly, something dangerous. She pulled in a fortifying breath and accepted the boot, the heft light in her hands despite the weight settling across her shoulders. "You'll help?" The boy's brows pinched. "I know her. I didn't see her face, but I recognized that boot anywhere." His tone was soft, burdened with the sorrow that tugged at the fresh wound in Lady Duxbury's chest. Could she help? Her pulse thundered in her ears, and her stomach swam with the feeling she had vowed never to succumb to again. Fear. After all this time, she thought she was stronger. "I'll do what I can," Lady Duxbury said with a confidence she wished she felt. After all, she was responsible, not only for the woman now taken, but for the others as well. Women who had been repressed, who had been trapped, abandoned to their fates by those they loved. They were all at risk, exposed in ways that could be their downfall. Lady Duxbury had offered the women's sanctuary, opportunities that were never afforded to herself, and she'd failed them. That failure now sliced over a tangle of old scars deep within her. She nodded to her butler. "Tip the boy generously for this important message, Davies. He might well have saved a woman's life." "I hope you're right, my lady." The boy's thin chest puffed out at her praise. Doubtless he was just as starved for affirmation as he was for sustenance. "Give him some bread and cheese as well," Lady Duxbury added, unwilling to let him leave without a full belly. So many children in London these days were starving. "And more to take with him." Davies's mouth drew in a hard line, the only show of protest in the middle-aged man's demeanour, as he unlocked the small drawer where coins were held for such purpose. But then he was diligent in his efforts to ensure her protection. The coins clinked into the boy's hand. After so many painful years, she thought herself in control of her life, insulated from the threats that once stalked her, surrounded only by those she trusted, shielded by Davies and the esteem and wealth of her position in society. Foolish. She'd been foolish. And now someone else would pay the price. "Thank you for helping her." The boy held his cap reverently to his chest. "She's the only person who ever saw good in me." An ache settled in the back of Lady Duxbury's throat, a vicious, stubborn knot that made breathing hard, let alone speaking. She nodded mutely with a small, reassuring smile that trembled more than she would have liked. Davies led the boy from the drawing room, leaving Lady Duxbury momentarily alone. She considered the boot in her hand. Mud encrusted one side, while the other was as pristine as the first day she'd seen it. Her fingers wandered to the smooth crystal cap of the brooch just over her heart, where the lock of dark hair formed a crisscrossing pattern.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?